It's Luke and Naomi.
Welcome into episode 102 of Luke and Naomi on air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock reviews. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Luke Austin. That's Naomi Lynn. Say hello again, just for fun.
Hello.
I've seen a lot of movies. Naomi has not. So we're going to check out some movies together.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
what we do.
That's Saving Silverman coming up on the pod today. Really excited for this one. And an excellent kooky throwback to 2001. If you've
Is
seen
that
it,
what we're calling it?
that's what I'm calling it.
Okay.
If you've seen it, relive your first watch through Naomi's eyes. If you've never seen it either, should you? And judging by that alone, I don't know if the outcome is going to be a positive one like it was for Karate Kid last episode 101.
Yeah, we'll see.
I love Saving Silverman. It's, think about it. I was 18 when that movie came
Yeah.
out. So
That actually makes a lot of sense.
it is, it is. And watching it again last night was like,
You laughed a lot.
yeah.
You laughed a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stupid funny, a lot of, stuff that I forgot about in the movie, so that helped to laugh a lot. I mean, he hits her with a taser, and then she's choking Jack Black, and
We'll get to all
it
this.
is classic Jack Black too, by the way. That is just classic JB.
Yeah.
So looking forward to Naomi's review of Saving Silverman. The odds are not in my favor at this point.
Absolutely not.
Just judging on that right
Yeah.
there. So before we get to there, don't forget lukeandnaomi.com is live. It's our first place you can find us that doesn't say Luke and Naomi on air.
That's right. We switched it up.
That's right.
lukeandnaomi.com.
All you have to do is say Luke and Naomi.
It's less words, less to type in,
That's
less
right.
to remember,
And in the
Just gotta
world of
spell-
you got to have it right now,
Yeah,
we'll take a couple of characters out of there for you.
sure.
How about that? So yeah, check us out there. We've got the podcast up there, expanded looks at all the episodes. Naomi did a lot of hard work to make it look beautiful and wonderful.
And I'm still working on it.
Yeah,
I'm on episode 70 right now. It's it takes some time.
It does. And
Getting there.
lots and lots and lots more coming. We've got some stickers left too. We said for episode 100, if you want one, just let us know where to send them. You can shoot us a message or whatever. If you know how to get a hold of us outside of Facebook, do that. Otherwise, shoot us a private message on Facebook Messenger would probably be the best bet. Or shoot us a message through the website.
There you go.
And we'll get you. I think we have a small handful of those stickers left. And some more just a little housekeeping. We are off for the next 2 weeks.
That's right. We're going on vacation.
That's right.
Right after the holiday vacation.
Hitting the beach.
Well, you need a vacation,
That's right. So looking forward to that. I don't think either one of us is even present in the room.
No,
Because
no.
we're both ready for this.
I checked out about 3 days ago. It really hit. I was absolutely useless at work today, and it's only going to get worse.
I was doing work today and looked up in the middle of it and was like, I don't remember starting this.
Yeah.
So that's
Checked
where
out.
we're at.
Autopilot.
That's
Yep.
where we're at on Monday already. So, God help us all for episode 102.
Yeah.
Some goofy stuff to get to for the week. There's a podcast that I know about, and I can't remember right off the top of my head. And Filthy Kyle screaming it at his screen or
Phone?
whatever. He's in the car or something like that. And I'll probably get a text in the next couple of minutes from him anyway about the podcast. They used to read 911 calls and like police blotter headlines, but they were from Canada.
Okay.
And for
I
some,
feel like they would be polite calls.
oh, they were wonderful. I
Yeah.
mean, the goofiest stuff you're ever going to hear and things like that. So when I found this, I thought it was fun. We'd bring this to Luke and Naomi's listeners. 911 calls, the weirdest ones from Saskatchewan, Canada.
All right. Let's do this.
I like these. Now, there's a couple that are probably kids and stuff like that. But someone called because they were worried they didn't recognize someone on their social media friends list.
Oh, okay.
911, hello.
Sorry to bother you.
Sorry. I'm going to say that
I
a
think
lot.
this is an emergency.
That's right. I didn't recognize someone on their friends list.
I don't know how they got there.
Somebody's hacking me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
A frustrated person called to complain that their parents were forcing them to clean their room.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's, 36-year-old man. And
See,
that-
I can see that happening, but not really in Canada. That feels like more of an American thing.
Well, that is a 100% upstate New York thing, because there was a case there before we moved out of New York, upstate New York, that there was a case of some dude who would not leave his mom's house. And like it went to court and was news.
That's crazy.
So I guess that one's not so weird. It is just in Canada. Someone called 911 to ask for help to unlock their cell phone.
Huh.
That sounds like my mom. She'll text me and ask me to Google things.
I'm gonna
Yep.
no comment.
Yeah, I know
Nope.
it. A
Nope.
person called.
Not getting in the middle of that one.
Person called to report somebody had thrown their ice cream on the ground.
Aw. I'd be calling 911 and crying like, "Help! Emergency! Send more ice cream."
A caller complained that their cat was being mean to them. Like legit. Thought they were going to send a police officer to deal with the cat.
A fake arrest him or something. Scare him, make him think that I'm gonna, take him to the vet or something.
If you rattle the handcuffs at the cat's just going to think you're playing.
Yeah.
So what? That's great. Dispatcher's got a call from someone having trouble with their washing machine. I think you meant to call 1-800-MAYTAG.
Yeah.
For that one, not 911. A person called 911 asking for help on a math equation because they didn't want to fail their test in the morning. That was me.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would do.
It does sound like something I would do. It feels like something I would do. I've gotten pretty frustrated over math before. I remember the days.
Frustrated enough to call 911.
I didn't think of it at the time, but damn it.
Yeah,
I
should have.
should. And 911 dispatchers got a call from an individual reporting that their tambourine was taken from a party that they were at.
Okay.
It was probably because you're the guy at the party with the tambourine.
I guess.
Hey, cut it out. Do you take requests? Please stop.
Ha ha.
One of my favorite lines from The Office. So there you go. Some goofy calls from Canada. Okay, never mind.
No, you don't. Okay.
Never mind.
You should have just stuck with Canada.
Yep.
Yep.
Jimmy John's has a ranch dressing soup.
Ew. Are you serious? Listen, I love ranch dressing. I like, when you spill a little bit, like, I'm okay eating that plain. That's fine. That's cool. Ranch dressing. It goes on everything.
What's the most atypical thing you'd say you put ranch dressing on?
Well, there was that one time when it accidentally got on some grapes and I ate the grapes and they weren't good. That was a bad thing.
That's why it was accidentally, because...
Yeah. Listen, I
if
had...
If it was good, I would have been like, nah, I did it. I had to try.
No. I had like a charcuterie board kind of thing, a plate or whatever, and the grapes rolled into where I had ranch dressing. But I wasn't going to waste the grapes or the ranch, so I ate them. And I was like, this doesn't taste good together.
All right, I'm sorry to go down this road because I've had your charcuterie and it's wonderful. And they're always really well placed. But the theater of the mind, you says the grapes rolled into where the ranch dressing.
Was
this like a lake of ranch dressing on the charcuterie board? Was there no bowl?
This
no
was like
ramekin?
this was like a small plate for myself, not like the actual
okay.
board that I made. I made it just finger foods. Basically, I picked out a bunch of stuff out of the fridge.
You made a plate for
Yeah.
yourself. I get, yeah. Okay. So because I'm picturing a charcuterie board with, like I said.
Listen, this story is on a
lake.
podcast episode somewhere because I remember listening to
Yes,
it within the last couple of months and going,
It did sound familiar.
huh, I remember that now, and that was really gross. Huh.
Ranch dressing on grapes, not good. Anyway, if you want to...
I think just plain ranch.
If you want
there
a
have been
bowl?
times where like I've eaten plain ranch, and that's probably the most atypical kind of gross thing there.
Just like off the finger or something like that?
Yeah.
What else besides the grape? Can you come up with anything else?
A hot dog.
Okay, wow.
I have put ranch on a hot dog before.
Brian, don't do that. Brian
Listen,
from England has
I didn't have any
reintroduced him to
mustard,
ranch.
and it just seemed like a good idea. It was fine. It worked.
Wasn't.
It was better than the
Wasn't.
grapes.
Just wasn't. We introduced Brian from England to ranch a long time ago, so hopefully he's not gotten around to making that mistake.
Go ahead and give it a shot, Brian. It'll be okay.
I mean, you got to find out. I
Yeah,
guess,
don't knock it till you try it.
especially at this point. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So, okay, the hot dog.
Jimmy John's. It's not really a ranch dressing soup,
Okay.
but they're bringing back. Apparently, they had a hot ranch sauce, spicy ranch, kickin' ranch is what they called it. They took it off the menu, but now it's back. But it's back in like the biggest tub that they could serve it in.
Ah, okay.
So a lot of people are making fun of it, calling it ranch dressing soup, because you get like a bowl.
Yeah. Well, I get it.
Yeah,
You need a lot of ranch.
You got to defend it, don't you? 'Cause
Yes. Yes.
they
Listen, we buy our ranch dressing at Costco. We have no place to talk. We have like a 64 jug of ranch dressing.
I think they are actually calling it soup on the menu, but it's, being playful. They said it's for slurping, sipping, or dipping.
The idea of ranch soup, though, it's just that's where I draw the line, I think.
It does look like it's in a soup container. Like if you were to get a takeaway container from Panera or something like that, that's what it looks like.
It's kind of gross.
But yeah, if you were to come at me with like hot ranch soup, I don't even think I could have talked about it on the air because gross.
So if you come home one day and I was like, hey, babe, I made you something for dinner.
First of all, if it was hot ranch soup, I'm sure I could smell it.
I wouldn't even have to say anything. You just open the front door. Nope.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'll be back when this is gone. Hot ranch soup, but you won't eat blue cheese. Oh, my goodness. So there you go.
No, I said that's where I draw the line. I'm not going to do the hot ranch.
Available on Jimmy John's menus wherever you get Jimmy John's. I prefer Jersey Mike's. Just putting that out there, for everybody to know. What else did we have? What stats from your death or from your life would you like to see upon your death? At the end of your life, if somebody came to you with a stat card, it's football playoff season, hockey's in full swing, basketball's going on, baseball spring training's about to pop next month. My weird baseball friends are going to be all about that.
You got quite a few of them.
And the sports stuff and the stats. So what stats do you think you'd like to see?
All I can think about, because we were talking about ranch, was how much ranch I've eaten.
How much ranch soup you've had.
Not the soup, just how much ranch I have eaten in the course of my lifetime. It'd probably be a disgusting amount. I'd probably be like, I didn't want to know that after I found out.
No matter how you slice it either, because it's like,
15 pounds.
2 dozen large bottles, or something like that, or 900,000 packets.
Ooh, yeah.
Whatever it is.
432 ounces.
And so I've seen this somewhere before. We may have even done something similar to this, on the show at some point over the years. But people got talking on the internet about just numbers, goofy, random stuff they would like to know. And some of them are really intriguing. Some of them
I would think that, because you could go as mundane as like how many green lights I caught over the course of my lifetime. You could have some like goofy stats like that, and then you could have some more serious ones of like, how many times I made someone feel better on a bad day or whatever.
That's
like, you
actually
could get really
on the
cheesy.
list. Yeah. That is on the list. How many times I'd made somebody feel good about themselves without knowing it.
Yeah, like that's sweet. So I'd probably
That's
have
wonderful.
to have 2 mundane, stupid ones. Probably how much ranch I've eaten. And then like 2 more serious sweet ones.
I mean, just give me them all because it's an eternity you have, right? So just don't stop till you get to the end.
Yeah, I would like all the stats. Give me anything you got.
How many times did we say snuggling on Luke and Naomi?
There's probably quite a few there.
Somebody
Or
said,
Lady of the Night. We've said that one quite a few times.
Lady of the Night.
Yeah.
The way that the context you put that in makes it sound like we're always talking about hookers. So check out all the previous episodes on YouTube, gang.
It's not all about hookers.
This one's a little morbid. Not as much about hookers, though.
No.
Round back. How many times I almost died without realizing it?
I don't think I'd want to know that one. Like that, well, I guess if I'm already dead, it doesn't really matter.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, what, yeah.
Take that back.
It's interesting.
It is.
For the sake of, it's interesting. How many times I almost died without realizing
What if you
it?
thought that you almost died a bunch of times and you get that stat and it's like 0, just the one time you died?
Like, oh, I was a wuss.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of people I know. So there's that.
I almost died. Nope.
How about this one? This one I don't want to know. Number of people who were attracted to me while I had no idea.
Oh.
I don't want you to know that.
Oh, I can't.
Who was attracted to you? Because you'd be like, son of a bitch, I could have been with that guy.
Stop. No, they're just going to give me the number. They're not going to give me names.
Oh, I want
So
names.
it'll be fine.
Name names, please.
Give me names.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
Number of successful backflips landed. I can tell you that right now. 0.
Well, there you go. So you don't need that one as a stat. You don't have to worry about wasting it because you said 4, right? You get 4 stats.
Number of flips into water. I didn't say 4. I just said stats.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did I get 4?
I don't know. Maybe you were
Making
hoping I
shit
left
up
it at
over
4
here.
and kept moving. Number of successful so I want front flips into water.
Okay.
because I love doing that.
Okay.
Let's see. Top 5 songs I've listened to. Your little own lifetime Spotify Wrapped.
That would be pretty cool.
Rubber Band Man would be up there for me. There'd be a lot.
It'd be up there for me too, but because of you.
Involuntarily, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times have my body successfully destroyed a cancer before it could take hold?
Ooh, that's weird.
That's like, you got way too serious on that commenter.
Yeah.
Whoever said that one is like,
But if you can get
damn,
all
man.
the stats, not just the 4 for whatever reason why I thought it
Jesus.
was 4, sure, why not know that?
all right, how about this one? Sounds like somebody from South Park wrote this. Total pounds pooped, along with the biggest one I've ever done.
I don't want to know that.
I don't understand people's obsession with that. It's really, really odd.
I just don't want to know that because then I'm going to be like, wow, I'm disgusting.
This one might be the number 1 stat for me. Not the poop one. Number of times I've made someone laugh.
Okay.
That would be because, like, you couldn't even quantify that. You couldn't count that anyway.
Right.
You know, and like that's a lot. And with the radio involved and the microphone, you don't know who's and how many, and hopefully 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully.
that'd be a big one. I would like to know number of times I made someone laugh. Not a stat, but I want a replay of the top 100 funniest things I'd witnessed. That's what one person said.
Yes, that would be phenomenal.
Wouldn't
Just
it?
sitting there. Oh, you'd be like, just crying because you're laughing so hard of all the funniest things you've seen.
Joe Schmo Show. Naomi and I keep seeing promos for the new Joe Schmo Show.
Yeah.
On TBS. And if you don't know what it is, check it out because it looks really funny. But I watched the original back in 2003, I believe it was. And that, I remember, like, each and every week of that show, laughing hysterically. That and Dave Chappelle Show.
So you have a lot of that.
A lot of that. That'd
Yeah.
be fun. Plus, like, other goofy stuff. Like the one time my buddy Rick just absolutely flipped my scooter, my electric scooter, just went ass over tea kettle, and I thought the scooter was going through the neighbor's window. It was wonderful. I
I'm
could watch
sure
that
it was.
over and over again.
Yeah.
And that was well before cell phone cameras too, so I'm here for that one.
Yeah.
We got it's not a stat again, but I want a gallery of pictures where I'm visible in other people's photos
Yes.
without knowing it.
Yes.
That would be a fun gallery to click through for a
I
while,
always
wouldn't
think
it?
about that when I'm watching people take pictures. Like, it crosses my mind all the time. I wonder how many pictures I'm in the background of. Like, either just walking or doing something goofy or whatever.
And I mean, you and I like to play the game where we try to get in strangers' photos for fun sometimes to see if
Yeah.
they know it, but to not know,
Yeah, and just be there.
that's a good one. I like that. How many times I had used each letter of the alphabet? That's a lot. Those are some
Yeah.
numbers there.
Yeah.
Wow. How many diapers I'd changed?
Oh, I already know the answer to that one. 0.
You've never changed a diaper.
Nope, never.
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't plan on changing any either.
How about how many times I almost stepped in a dog poop?
Gross.
A lot.
Yeah.
Gambling results. Broken down in a spreadsheet, year by year, sport activity, and bet type.
Wow.
I know a
that
couple of those
person
folks.
must gamble a lot.
And this one is how many animals I've petted, broken down by, dog, cat, raccoon, whatever.
I like that one better. That's kind of cute.
I like that one better too.
Yeah.
That's a good one to end on for sure. So, any other stats, crazy stats out there you'd like to know? Let us know. Share them with us because totally
Because they're
into that.
fun.
Really like that one.
Yeah.
There's so many things that fly through my head that it's like, man, there's so many ways you could take that.
That or like you do something and it's like, I wonder how many times I've done that in my lifetime.
Oh, that's an excellent one.
Yeah.
I like that. How about some random facts?
Sure.
It is time for your recurrent dose of Did You Know? Get some random facts before we get into your answers from last time, speaking of what everybody thinks about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Your recurrent dose of Did You Know? Did you know Eleanor Roosevelt refused to let Secret Service travel with her when she was First Lady? Instead, she just carried a pistol.
Badass.
That's how you do that.
Yeah.
Did you know the guy who invented cotton candy was a dentist from Tennessee? And
Of
also
course.
a genius.
Yep.
I like that
Here,
one.
kids, it's free too. Load up.
The first one's
Don't
free.
even brush your teeth when you're done with this. It's fine.
That's right. Come see me, by the way.
Yep.
Give this card to your parents. Did you know the best-selling video game in history is now Minecraft, with roughly 300 million copies sold?
Wow.
The only other game to sell more than 100 million. Any guesses?
I think like Pac-Man or something.
Great guess. It's Grand Theft Auto 5. No.
Nowhere close to where we're going.
Pac-Man is an excellent guess because it ruled the world in the 80s.
Yes, that's what I was going for. And then, you get you want to show that to your kids and all that stuff. So it just lives on.
Yes.
But Grand Theft Auto 5, yeah, I get it.
Yes.
That's fine.
And Grand Theft Auto 6 is due to drop in the next year or so, something like that. And that's just going to shatter everything.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Did you know until the 1940s, baby boys were dressed in pink and baby girls dressed in blue?
I knew that boys would wear pink a lot, but I didn't know girls wore blue.
Pink for boys because it was considered a stronger color. Blue for girls because it was considered more delicate and dainty. Crazy. And one more. Did you know light bulbs in the New York City subway and other train systems have left-handed screws?
Why?
Backwards design is to prevent people from stealing bulbs for use at home.
Interesting.
So it unscrews the wrong way, so it won't even screw into your socket at home.
That's so weird. Smart,
it is.
But weird.
Very, very smart too. That's why they have the cages on light bulbs in different places and stuff too, because people are just like, the hell do I need to go to the store for? I'll grab one on the subway.
I just assumed that was so people didn't break them.
Right.
I don't know.
I love it. I love it. That's your recurrent dose of Did You Know, some random facts for episode 102. Last episode, we asked what your cheating methods were. I just lost for a word there.
It works.
Did you
cheating methods?
Cheating methods. Did you cheat in high school? You probably did.
A couple times.
Don't say you didn't. A lot of people were reluctant to out themselves.
Like, you think they're going to come back for your diploma?
I know.
I think they don't care anymore.
Well said.
It's been long enough for all of us. Come on, let's be honest here.
Statute of limitations, gang. Yeah. So a couple of good answers, but again, a lot of people wanted to keep that stuff to themselves. All right, I understand. I would cram the little tiny sheet of paper under the watch.
Okay.
And then, just kind of let it slip out.
Nice.
And then check my watch to cram it back in there.
We had one similar, and I'll never forget this because when my friend taught me that this was a way to cheat, I was like, genius. Genius. So kind of like a little sheet of paper under your watch, we would pull the paper off of our water bottles and then put the answers in like backwards and then tape back up like the label on your water bottle. So like you could see in through your water bottle that was sitting on your desk all the answers. The formulas that you needed for chemistry.
Wow.
Because I hated chemistry class. I did not know what the heck I was doing in that class.
Formulas for chemistry. That's pretty ingenious, honestly. And
worked great.
They didn't let us have water bottles.
Everybody had a water bottle on their desk, basically. So.
We weren't allowed to hydrate.
I guess not.
No.
It was a different time in the 90s,
Only between classes. I guess they thought we could go for, however long it was.
Well, now it's different, too, because now everybody's got, like, their actual own water bottle, not the plastic water bottles. So probably look a little suspicious with the plastic water bottle.
I wonder how many people, have tried to figure out a way to do that. Use those things to help you cheat. But
just tape the answers on the bottom and just kind of...
Constantly knock over the water bottle.
Whoops. Let me pick that up real quick.
I love when teachers... I put this up on our Facebook post, too. I said, I love when teachers would accidentally leave the answers up on the board. That happened so many times. And it was a lot of, the quick quizzes, vocabulary for... Spanish is where I cheated all the time. Because, I don't know these words. How the hell am I supposed to remember this stuff? I got to do math, too. So, Duolingo lets me cheat now. I just look up the answers on, like, Google and then jump back over to the Duolingo app. I get perfects every time. But for some reason, Spanish was where it was. But they would just leave either the map open and, like, geography and stuff like that.
Right.
Or leave the vocab words up on the board. Wonderful. What do we get here from everybody else? So you stop looking at me like I'm a degenerate. Ralph.
No, I'm not judging.
Ralph says just memorize Ralph came up with a new way of studying.
Oh, okay.
Just memorize the answers. That's his answer. That's how he's cheating. He says memorize the answers. Use things around the room to remind him of what answer went with what question. That is studying, Ralph.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that like
It's studying.
that's learning the information?
Yeah. That's just not listener of the day this time.
I feel like that's the Bart Simpson answer
It is.
when he learns all the planets because he's trying to keep his mind occupied from
Thank you.
What
Skinner and Krabappel.
and Krabappel, yeah. And he's like, it was a new way of cheating
That's
because
right.
like I closed my eyes and the answers were there. Is that how that went for you, Ralph?
Sounds
Close
like
your eyes and the answers are there.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes, that's called studying. Juan says he heard about some folks printing labels on water bottles. How about that with the answers on it? Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't print it. We just wrote it up real quick.
He says
Shoved it in
also
there.
getting pencils made with the answers engraved on them in code. Like ordering that's a long way to go. Custom pencils.
That's a
and stuff
lot
like that.
of work.
That is a long way to go. Yeah, but he said the best ones would just be plainly hacking the computer and switch the grade afterwards in the school year.
There you go.
Don't recommend that. Have a couple of friends in high school who decided to mess around in not even changing grades, but messing around in the system.
Ooh.
They decide, they were going to school for some computer sciences and things like that. Decided to get a little,
Let's see what I can do.
a little ballsy, as we used to say. And
Yeah.
next thing you know, the school and the FBI were calling them up.
Ooh.
You might not graduate. What else we got here? Paul says personally he used Spark Notes. Is that like Cliff's Notes?
Yes.
Okay, he used that for his reading assignments. So many classic books, he says he just avoided the assignment entirely. Regret it, though, and he says he's now read most of them after the fact. He says, but he had more important things to do in his teens, or so he thought.
Yeah. Well, didn't we all think that?
I concur. Also, Paul's a professor, he's a teacher, and has been plagued with some AI generated papers and things like that. But
I can't imagine dealing with all that stuff.
me either, for real. I mean, just the cheating in general is terrible. But we asked him if he had any crazy answers, people cheating, any fun answers, things like that. He says he doesn't have a ton of great cheating stories from being a teacher. Lots of the classic plagiarism and now obvious AI usage. He says, at least change the format, you lazy bastards.
That's phenomenal.
That's great.
So, I got an email the other day, and I know the email was somebody was asking a question into Chat GPT and then sent over the response, because the response was very professional and very well done, but didn't really seem like somebody talking even through an email.
Right.
But they left a little part at the bottom that said something about like changing some of the words to fit your tone. And then there was
Yeah.
like one other line, which I saw the exact line before when I've used Chat GPT.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I just assumed they did a quick Google search. I didn't even think that they did a Chat
Full-on
GPT.
Chat GPT.
Yep. And I saw that and I just went, man, you're not going to understand the answer I give back to you. Like, you don't even understand what you sent to me.
Hey, maybe they're using ChatGPT to translate,
Help
dumb
me.
this down.
Dumb this down, yes. So I understand.
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yeah.
You have to pay your damn rent. Paul also continued on, said, the one I do recall was 10 years ago or so. He said a student set up a screensaver on Windows to scroll through pictures. Right? Your
Oh,
picture
yes.
screensaver.
Yeah.
He says number 9 out of the 10, or 9 out of the 10 were just standard, but the 10th one was a freaking cheat sheet.
Nice.
So, hey, the screensaver's there. Well, you're walking by, Mr. Teacher Man, and you see me and the friends at the lake and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then the one goes by and it's like, oh, there's the answers. So Paul said he just happened to walk by when the sheet was up. 10% chance, and he lost.
Wow.
A for effort. Get the hell out of my class.
Wow.
That is wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Paul. That's a great story. I love that. Mm-hmm. That's just fantastic. All right. That's about it. I think it is. It's almost time now. It is
It
time.
is.
Do you want to hit the button? I'm afraid to hit the button.
No, you got it.
I'll hit the button. All right, here we go. All right.
Beautiful.
It is time. I love goofy, dumb 90s movies, and that's what Saving Silverman is, even though it was released in 2001. Can't wait to ask Naomi if she would have liked this more or less when she was younger, because I don't think the answer is going to change. let's go. Saving Silverman. Let's do it.
All right. So we jump right in. We meet the main guys.
I can tell by the look on her face where this is going.
We haven't gotten there yet. You just wait.
We meet the main guys.
Yeah.
Neil Diamond.
They've been friends since like elementary school. We got JD, Wayne, and Darren. They seem like losers, but at least they're friends, so they got each other. That's kind of cool.
Off and running.
And that's my next line. We're already off and running because we get to meet the coach. The coach telling the guys to stay away from women because all they want is your man juice. Yeah, guess what? I've heard people quote that before. So,
I'll bet you have.
oh my gosh.
The coach, Arlie Army, the great Arlie Army, was actually a gunnery sergeant in the military, in the Marines, and like went on to play military guys and then did this.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh my God, that's that guy
It's
being
that
like
guy.
this. That it was just a lot of fun.
He's very recognizable.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Darren meets a cutie at the bar, and at first she's like, leave me alone. But then after another creeper comes around, she's like, hey, Darren's my boyfriend, all that. They have some drinks. Next thing we know, they're a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, how sweet.
That's right.
But it seems like a really mixed-matched relationship. He's super into her, and she doesn't seem to care at all. He has her meet the guys, his buddies, which is just disastrous. She obviously didn't even want to be there. But the place is a complete, like, bachelor pad.
Right.
She is out of...
Her element.
Yeah, absolutely. Because she's dressed very nicely, almost like business professional girl here.
So when Naomi and I first met, I was very much in a bachelor pad, and every Sunday had friends over for football. That was a 6-hour just apartment full of dudes. Thankfully, I don't think anyway it ever got anywhere near that scene, like with the look of the place and how bad it was.
No, it didn't.
Needless to say, every time I brought Naomi over for the first couple of Sundays, all I could ever think of was this scene, and like telling my just thinking to my friends, like willing them to be cool. Don't be stupid.
Don't say anything dumb.
Don't be gross. Don't be gross. Don't be gross.
Don't be weird. All of that. No, it was nothing compared to this. I mean, his friends are like frickin' animals.
Oh, they
terrible. Really are.
It's over the top, slobbery.
Yeah, and she is over the top,
Prude.
too prude and professional
Amanda
and all
Peet,
of
by
that.
the way, perfect for the role. Like she just nailed it.
It was great,
Yeah.
But anyway, she's miserable there. She ends up flipping backwards out of a chair, gets salsa, her drink all over herself. But then she gets mad because, like, they get all excited and they're spraying beer all over after a touchdown. Like, your clothes are already ruined, honey. It's fine. You might as well just go with it now.
I used that to get some of the salsa off your face.
Yeah, you'll be fine. She seems like kind of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Also, the guys are super obsessed with Neil Diamond, and they're in a cover band.
Hello,
That's
my friend. Hello.
so weird.
Getting some sick Neil Diamond out of this movie, too, which is just a bonus. You got to love that.
Which I didn't know that was the real Neil Diamond.
Yeah, the whole movie, she's like, oh, my God, that was him?
I waited until the end and saw the credits and saw Neil Diamond as himself, and I was like, oh, huh.
Because let's be honest, if you're not that big of a Neil Diamond fan, do you know what the man looks like?
No idea.
Yeah. So
No
that's
idea.
acceptable, if not hilarious.
But yeah, so they're obsessed with Neil Diamond. They're in a cover band. Of course, Judith, Darren's girlfriend, doesn't want him hanging out with the guys anymore and doesn't want him to be in the band anymore, which is kind of a bummer, Like,
yeah.
when you meet someone and they're going to overstep that and be like, hey, you can't be friends with so-and-so, like, this ain't going to work out.
Of course.
Yeah. So basically it's her or his friends, and I'm sure he's going to make the wrong choice first, but eventually he'll find his way back to his friends.
It is called Saving Silverman, after all.
Yeah. So his friends go and see Judith after all of this has happened and offer their house to her if she'll break up with him. Here, I'll give you the deed to my house.
Look, if this was 2025, I bet you she would have taken it with, property values and all that stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
Give me a house. I'll have a house. Hell yeah.
Although, I mean, she's a therapist. It makes me, like, just beg.
Rental property.
She got to put a lot of work into it. We've seen the
Oh,
house.
my God, I know it.
Yeah. But she won't, though. She's not interested. So then, I didn't write Ladies of the Night, by the way. So then they end up picking up some hookers and take all these crazy pictures
Nailed
with
it.
them and then glue Darren's head all over, like, where their heads were. And then copy the pictures and send the pictures to Judith, but she knows they're not real. She's not an idiot. They're really dumb, and she's not. Which does add...
She grabs him and rips his shirt sleeve off and goes,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a tattoo. And he calls him names and stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
But I love it because they think that they're being so clever. Like, they come up with these ideas, and it's like, oh, yeah, this is going to work. And she's like, you guys are frickin' morons.
The world needed more Steve Zahn Blackjack team-ups.
Yeah.
Did I say Blackjack? Jack Black?
I think so.
Well,
It doesn't
now I'm
matter.
gonna obsess about that for a
Yeah.
minute. If you'll
Well, when
excuse me.
you, like, re-listen to the show, you can keep playing that over and over again.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Yes, they did need more of that team up, though, because I would watch another movie with those two together. That was
Easily.
great. Yeah. All right. So Judith ends up proposing to Darren so she can lock him down.
She proposed to him.
Yeah, she's got to lock him down.
Yeah.
He's going to escape. They have an engagement party, and of course, JD and Wayne aren't invited, but they show up anyway. They start a fight. She kicks them out, and then they plot to kidnap her so Darren can fall in love with his high school sweetheart, Sandy, who just moved back to town. Okay, that sounds like a great idea.
I love it. It's perfect.
So, of
Flawless
course,
plan.
yeah, they're dumb, sneaking around her house. Wayne ends up shooting himself with a tranquilizer dart. Now you gotta explain it.
And then he talks in the walkie-talkie, and then goes at the end, and then what I can't remember
Wayne.
which one. Wayne is like, you don't have to make the sound; it does that on its own. And then he
Yeah.
just keeps doing it. It's just the best.
It's so stupid. Anyway, they're sneaking around her house because they have decided to kidnap her. By the way, they're pretty distinct-looking people.
Well, the best part is Steve Zahn's got the woodland camo like Rambo makeup, and he's inside a house.
Yeah. But you also have JD, Jack Black, with like...
The stocking over his face,
Yeah, and you can see him clear as day.
pantyhose. So the leg parts are just flopping.
It's
He
so
looks like
stupid.
Goofy.
It's so stupid.
Oh, it's great.
So, yeah, Wayne ends up shooting himself with a tranquilizer dart because he's an idiot. Judith is stronger than them. She's more fit, and she's not an idiot.
And she knows like karate or whatever.
Yeah, and JD ended up running and hiding, but she found him and gives him a swirly. That seems about right.
Perfect.
So this movie's definitely giving me those, like, high school, college, stoner vibes.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely one of those goofy comedies that has its moments, but honestly is just so freaking stupid. Oh my gosh.
She's giving him a swirly. Steve Zahn comes in after being shot in the leg with
Yeah.
the tranquilizer dart. He hits her with the taser, which in the
Yep.
meantime is electrocuting Jack Black. It's just a perfect
It's insane.
comedy of errors.
It's insane. All right. So, like Luke said, they were able to tase Judith. They get her in the back of their car, which is stupid. Like, they're going to get caught. She's going to tell everyone they did it. So they kidnapped her and have her chained to a car engine, which is stupid, but that did make me chuckle a little bit. Like,
Yeah, Naomi pointed that out. She's like, oh, I like that. It's a good idea.
yeah, like the car, they're heavy. She ain't going nowhere.
That's right. At least they did that right.
Yeah. One thing out of the whole friggin' movie. All right. So Wayne met up with Sandy to try and get her to date Darren, but she's on her way to becoming a nun. Because, okay.
That's the last time in cinema history, by the way, that becoming a nun was used in, as a trope or, whatever. I'm guessing, but it's gotta be. And I feel like they used it because it was the dumbest thing they could come up with.
Yeah. Well, and that's what, like, as soon as it happened, I was just like, what?
Yeah, exactly. It's very odd, but I think it's odd on purpose. I mean, hell,
Well, yes.
she comes from a family of circus performers.
Yeah. So why would she become a nun? Although she does explain why she goes down that route. So this movie was definitely written by stoners. Or at least the writers were high when they came up with the movie. All right. So Darren doesn't want to meet up with Sandy because he's still hopeful Judith will still come back. He says, as long as she's not dead, I'll wait for her. So Wayne and JD get the genius idea to dig up a grave, steal a body, put it in Judith's car, and push it off a cliff, which that's what they do.
Oh, yes. Trigger warning for grave robbery in this, by the way, just in case. Just in case that gets you.
Huh. Okay.
I feel like everybody does something now, like in a movie. Like, hey, there's weird shit in this from the past.
You don't think the becoming a nun part was a weird thing?
Trigger warning for
that could have
becoming
been
a nun,
trigger
too.
warning. Yeah.
Good point.
All right. And in stoner comedy fashion, as soon as the car hits some rocks, it blows up. Because that's what happens.
Oh, the second it makes impact contact with anything, it blows up too, which is excellent.
All right, so Judith knows it's them. I mean, again, she's not an idiot. And JD brings her food down, and he's wearing that mascot outfit, and she tricked him into admitting who he was. So now they have to kill her. But they're not going to do this because this is a goofy, stupid comedy. They can't murder someone.
That's right.
Anyway, they show up to shoot her, and, well, they can't do it because they're not killers.
They're both holding the gun.
Yeah, I ended up pausing it to take notes at that, and it was probably my favorite, pause I've ever done, because...
You've done some good ones, too, just random pause moments.
Yeah, Wayne's got this just goofy look on his... He looks terrified, and they're, holding the gun together, and, JD just looks angry, and all, and it just looks so stupid.
It's excellent.
Yeah. While all this is going on, Darren goes on a date with the nun. They have fun. He finds out that she likes Neil Diamond.
Hello.
So, he's going to have to stop her from becoming a nun so they can get together. Judith ends up having a therapy session with JD where he finds out he's gay. Okay. And while that happens, she ends up bashing him on the head with a lamp and is able to escape. But before she runs off, she runs upstairs. And Wayne, chases her up the stairs. She makes it look like she went out the window. She, pulled the curtains out the window as it was open. So while he's leaning out the window, she sneaks up behind him, grabs his legs, and flips him out the window, which honestly was a pretty cool move.
So slick. I love that move.
And then she does the same thing when JD comes up the stairs.
Yeah, he hides behind coats next to the door.
Yeah.
And she opens and closes the door, so he thinks she's gone and takes the coats off his face and just screams.
Yeah. Yep. I love that. But yeah, so she flips them both out the window and then she runs off. Okay. They end up catching back up with her, chaining her back up to the car engine. Again, good move. Meanwhile, Sandy tells the other nuns she's having doubts and goes on another date with Darren, who can't stop talking about Judith. What the hell am I watching?
Let's fix that.
What the hell am I watching? I did not put in my notes how they helped him fix the calling Sandy Judith and talking about Sandy.
So Darren just gets up and leaves lunch to go home.
Yeah.
Right? Or he calls Steve Zahn and shows up, and they put a car battery they hook up to his nipples.
Yep. I just didn't want to say nipples a bunch of times, so I was like, you know what? This is not important to the story. Honestly, most of the movie isn't important to the story, so...
That way, then Steve Zahn's got the listening device, and every time that every time that, what's his face? Darren starts talking about Judith.
He can zap him. Yeah.
Which, not noticeable at all.
No. Especially out on the dance floor where he just starts jolting all over the place. Oh, yeah, because Wayne got taken outside and beaten up by the bouncer.
Yes.
Because he was taking up a seat, I guess. Yeah. And then, the shocking is happening so bad that his shirt catches on fire. And then he uses drinks of alcohol to put out the fire. And then that causes the whole bar to catch on fire. And then the fire trucks are there.
That's right.
What?
You say it as if you didn't see it for yourself.
I saw it for myself and I still didn't believe it. Where the hell is this movie going?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, so... all of that happens.
So all of that happened.
A lot more happens as well. A lot. Judith tries to get Wayne to think that she likes him by saying it was sexy the way he took charge and kidnapped her.
Yep.
the old coach comes to town to stay with them.
Oh, yeah.
And Wayne and JD convince him that they don't use a bathroom anymore.
So he poops on the lawn.
Yep, that happens. Right on the front lawn, too. The coach finds out that Judith is in their garage, which he advised them to kill her already. So he's going to go kill her. But again, she's a better fighter, and she gets away. She ends up finding Darren and Sandy as they're making out. So you got to kick Sandy out to the curb because, Darren and Judith pledged their love for one another. They're engaged. Darren, in all his anger with everything that's happened, beats up his friends for kidnapping his girlfriend. And then the police show up to arrest him. Very eventful. And there's still 15 minutes left in this movie. Like,
That's right.
what?
And it's only been an hour and 15 minutes also. I want to point that out.
Like, I feel like it was just like, what if this happens? And then this. And then
exactly
this.
what it was like.
Hey, I got an idea, guys. Have them, be thrown on the car as Sandy is trying to leave. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Then have her screaming as they're laying there in pain, and then the police show up. Okay. All right. Then.
Sounds like a movie to me.
Yeah.
You
All
got
right.
yourself a blockbuster.
So 15 minutes left. We see Wayne and JD in jail. But this is a stupid comedy. So, the judge has got to let him off. Maybe Darren and Judith don't press charges. Something really dumb has to happen to wrap all of this up.
To get them out of jail, you mean?
And to wrap up the last 15 minutes of the movie.
That's right. Because Darren and Judith are about to get married now, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's going to happen real fast. 15 minutes. Here we go. All right. So the coach breaks JD and Wayne out of jail. Because, okay.
That's right.
Yep. They run to the church to stop Sandy from becoming a nun. They kidnap Neil Diamond so he can help stop Darren and Judith's wedding. And Neil Diamond is actually on board with everything because this will allow him to prove that his songs are about love and it actually means something.
That's right.
Or
Love
some
on the
other
rocks. Ain't no big surprise.
stupid excuse like that. It was so ridiculous. He just was like, you know what? This will allow me to prove. Okay. Sure, Neil Diamond. Sure.
That's right.
Yep. All right. This is ridiculous. They head to the wedding where Darren and Judith are standing at the altar when Neil Diamond starts singing.
Hello.
Judith is just like, just say I do and all that. Sandy starts walking
Man
up
and
the
wife.
aisle.
Get to man and wife. Oh, wrong movie. Sorry.
Yeah. Sandy starts walking down the aisle and singing the words to the Neil Diamond song.
My friend, hello.
No, just no. That song is in there 4 times too.
Well, they couldn't pay him for all his music.
Well, he's in the movie. You
had to
think
pay him
he'd
for
want to
that, too.
show a little bit more of his catalog? Come on, man. So the wedding is broken up. There's fighting, there's drama. We've got Judith and Wayne wrestling each other. They both punch each other in the face and
You
they
forgot
lose
when
teeth.
he shows up, he goes, hello.
No, I already mentioned that. He's singing up
Just so
above the
funny.
altar.
It's awesome.
Fine. Yeah, Wayne and Judith beating each other up. They hate each other so much that they love each other and they start making out. And at one point you can see members of the wedding party just laughing. Because how can you keep it together during this? And yeah, so everybody ends up marrying each other. So we then see Darren and Sandy on stage getting married. We see Wayne and Judith, who hate each other so much. They love each other and they get married. And, oh, yeah, you remember JD because he's gay. He married the coach. Because, okay, let's tie this up real nicely. Wow. Wrapped up perfectly.
Put a freaking bow on it.
That's what they did. I feel like they were like, hey, Neil Diamond, we have an idea for a movie, but you're a big part of it. Will you do this? And he was like, sure, I got nothing going on.
Probably.
Yeah.
They backed a dump truck full of money up to my house.
And I just said, sure. The end.
The end.
Yeah.
Saving Silverman. All right. Sing a song.
What? What are you laughing at over there?
Did you like it?
That is a tough question there. Listen, there were moments in that movie where I went, that's kind of funny. Ah, clever. That's good. Overall, no, not particularly. It was more stupid than funny. A little too stupid no.
So I was talking to Filthy Kyle, who, if you've been listening long enough, you've heard the name. If you don't know, he's my best friend since like high school and all this stuff. So I told him that's what we were watching, or that's what we watched. And his answer was, "Oh, great movie, man."
Sorry, Filthy.
It's like,
I'm sorry.
I remember sitting there, like I had to get up for something, and when I came back into the room, Naomi's watching the movie. I don't make her stop if I gotta leave because it just takes us out of it. So I come back in, and I was trying to gauge by your face what you thought of the movie, and it was like, I can't tell if she likes it or that's tolerance. Like, what's going on here? So, well, kudos to you for sitting through it.
There was a lot of tolerance there. I mean, don't get me wrong. It did have its moments. Again, chaining her to a car engine was smart. And, I liked her being the tough chick to flip people out windows and beat the crap out of them, especially when they were just so stupid. And what's that guy, Steven Zahn? Like,
yeah, Steve
he's
Zahn.
great.
Yeah. We had just watched, he's the father in 8-Bit Christmas.
Yeah.
And we had watched that a bunch of times over the holidays. And we saw him did we see him in something else?
Yeah, he was like, I don't even remember what it was, but it was like, oh my gosh, is that him? And then that's how we got talking about this movie.
Yeah, and I was
But I don't remember what it was. He's Modern Family.
Oh, that's right. He's
the neighbor.
He does a couple episodes of Modern Family as the neighbor. And it was just like, let me show you the real Steve Zahn.
Yeah.
Because like he grew up and got serious in his roles and stuff. And it's like, no. No.
This is who he was.
Here's Steve Zahn. Yeah. Right on. Okay, what question does that? I think we only got to the one, right?
Nope, you just did the first one. Yep.
What did you know about it going in? That Steve Zahn was in it.
Yeah, I knew that. I didn't even know Neil Diamond was in it.
Yeah, I withheld that on purpose.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And again, I didn't even realize it was the real Neil Diamond.
That would have saved you a question too, I suppose. Yeah. Thoughts going in then?
Just that it's going to be a goofy comedy. I thought, okay, I could use a good laugh. Sure. That's about it. I was very open-minded.
What surprised you?
Maybe how stupid it was.
The grave robbing. The faking of the death.
Yeah,
it really does.
There was a nun
there.
involved.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, and like her going into becoming a nun because she was a trapeze artist and so was the love of her life, and he put too much hair gel in and slipped and fell to his death. Like what the heck was happening during that entire movie? I feel like if I were stoned, I'd probably understand it better, I feel like you probably have to be at that level.
I don't know who the writers are, so I can't tell you if, and there are other stuff.
I am willing to bet money that they were stoned.
The one guy's other writing credits are like Bride Wars.
The hell is that?
So your guess is as good as mine there. I don't know. What else we got here? What? Oh, no, we did what surprised you. Would you have liked it more or less if you saw it when you were younger? So, do you think you would have liked it if you saw it when you were 17 to 21 or something like that?
Probably
like a little bit.
I probably could have been a little bit more immature and laughed through a lot more of it.
It's easy lifting too, so it's not like when you were 17 or 18 you would have had to
pay attention to the storyline.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you might have wanted to.
It lost me. I don't know what happened.
You might have wanted to pay attention so you know why there's nuns and grave robbery.
Exactly.
In the thing.
Yeah.
I just saw that part and I was just like, that's weird. I forgot that and it's a whole scene. They just steal a body.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, this lady just died the other day. Nobody knows where her body is.
The news
report. And an unrelated story, which is just great. That's a nice joke in and of itself there. What was your favorite part?
I think anything that had to do really with Judith. Like she was a bitch, but she was a badass.
Amanda Peet. All
yeah.
right.
Yeah, I enjoyed her as an actor.
And then you liked them chaining her to the engine block. That was clever too.
Yep.
I know you liked that part. What was your least favorite part?
Pretty much everything else. The coach scenes were always a little weird.
Very much.
Yeah.
he really went for it with the
He did,
over the top comedic role.
and I give him major credit for that.
Yeah,
I really do.
Definitely.
I mean, I give credit to the entire movie. They all put their heart and soul into what they were doing and all the stupidity that was there.
Would you recommend it to someone else who hasn't seen it?
I think it would depend on the person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There would be a few people where I'd be like, yeah, sit through this. Yeah, you'll probably chuckle a little bit, but there's quite a few people I'd be like, no, just don't.
All right. Would you watch it again?
Probably not.
Stop and watch it if it's on TV.
No,
Are
thanks.
you happy you watched it?
Yeah, because again, there was a couple of references in there that I was like, oh,
And now you know.
that's what that's from. And it's not even a good thing, I'm disgusted just thinking about it.
All right. That is an excellent Under a Rock review
It is what it is.
of Saving Silverman. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking the notes and walking us through your first experience. This is why we do this, by the way. It's not so that every movie Naomi likes, because I want to know what you think of watching movies in 2025 that are not from 2025.
If you're ever really curious about that one, go find the Blazing Saddles review.
That's an excellent example.
That was probably the hardest one to do, to tiptoe my way through that one.
I know, because you can't even repeat. YouTube would just take us down for
I
repeating
know.
half the...
I couldn't even say like 3 things. And then some things happened, and there's a guy on a horse.
And then the guy punched the horse.
That's right.
That's the best part.
Wait,
anyway.
can we say that?
Right.
PETA might come after us for that
Oh, my
one.
God. Yeah, there you go. 2025.
Yep.
That's what.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. All right.
All right, are you time for your thought of the day?
Thought of the day. Thought of the day. Hello. It's your thought of the day. Hello.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
I can't. I just can't. This is a more serious one, so you're not gonna like it.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. AI-powered algorithms curate everything we see on social media. So in a way, AI has already had a subtle grip on how we think.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
throwing it out there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Your phone's
Let's-
not really listening to you. That's AI.
Let's lighten it up a little bit. Luke, you gonna leave us with a laugh?
I'm going to do my best with the help of our friend Brian from England, because he done sent us another Ultimate Dad Joke book. The Ultimate Dad Joke book, as a matter of fact.
Yep. Thanks, Brian.
501 Hilarious Jokes and Puns by Hugh Murmy.
Yep. What do you got for us?
That name was perfect.
It
Looking
is. It's
right at
cute.
Naomi.
Yep.
Hugh Murmy. All
I'll
right.
try. We'll see what happens.
Why did the Scarecrow win Employee of the Month?
I don't know.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
That's so dumb. No, I'm not gonna humor you for that
A couple
one.
of these are going to be some deep cuts that you may have heard before,
Yeah.
somewhere out there. How do you get a farm girl's attention?
I don't know.
A tractor. Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
I don't. Your eyes said everything. I don't even want to read a couple of more because that one was just perfect. What did the policeman say to his belly button?
I don't know.
You're under a vest. What's the difference between a hobo on a trike and a gentleman on a bike?
I don't know.
A tire. Would glass coffins sell well? Remains to be seen.
Stop.
I can't end on that one. Let's see here.
Should have ended on the attire one. It wasn't bad.
How many apples grow on a tree?
All of them.
All of them is
Yeah.
correct. There you go. All right. That is going to do it for episode 102. I absolutely love that we're 2 movies into the year, and we got one that Naomi's ripped apart already. That's fantastic. That's how we do it.
That's right.
You can't show up expecting Naomi to like every movie.
That would be stupid.
That would
I
be
like
weird.
a lot of movies, A lot of them are surprising, or I can at least give them credit, and I did give them some credit. Again, everybody seemed to go into it, 100%.
That's right.
It was just stupid.
It is so stupid, and I love it.
Yep.
Stupid funny. That's why I love it myself.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, don't forget to check out the website, lukeandnaomi.com. If
That's right.
you'd like a sticker, let us know. We'll send you one.
Yep.
Got a couple of those left. And until then, we will see you episode 103, and that's coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
3 weeks?
2 weeks?
We're off for 2 weeks.
Yes.
So that means
So
the
3
next
weeks.
episode is in 3 weeks.
Why
Forgive
are
us.
you having us do math?
Math is not our forte at all.
You think?
Thanks for hanging out through 102 episodes of Luke and Naomi on air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock reviews. Don't forget to check us out everywhere, Luke and Naomi, on air on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify.
Everywhere.
Just Google it.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
We
You'll
come
see
up.
it. We come up. That's right. Until episode 103, have some fun and be excellent to each other.
Love you. Bye.